Let me hook you up. Go ahead and smoke. Oh, there. You're good. It just looked like it wasn't it. Well done. Well done.
All right. Yeah. Welcome to the Oak and Leaf podcast. I'm Mr. Leaf. Today we have the privilege of talking to Mr. Leo Conley, the owner of the Olde Mill Cigar Lounge in Woodbridge, Virginia. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the privilege of having us interview you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that pleasure is mine, man. I appreciate you coming by and giving us an opportunity to showcase our lounge, man.
Yeah. You have a really nice lounge. I really like coming here. This is my second time. The first time I came with my wife and we had a really good time. Can you kind of explain to us the journey, your cigar journey, how you started in the cigar industry and how you came to acquire such a lovely cigar lounge?
Sure. Well, I got into cigars, oh my God, it's been about 26 years ago. A friend of mine named Joe Sanders. Hey, Joe, hope you out there get a chance to watch this. Got me into cigar smoking. Now,
Okay.
Joe's an engineer, very smart guy, did a lot of designing and, this guy could think about something, he could design it.
Okay.
That kind of guy. So anyway, one day he said, hey, come on, go smoke a cigar. I don't smoke cigars. Even when I was in the military, I didn't smoke. All these young around me that smoke cigars didn't smoke. So anyway, he got me to start smoking cigars, and that's how my journey began. And I went to work for another cigar owner that's actually in this area, a guy named Gary Press. Excellent guy. Taught me a lot about cigars. And actually, my inspiration for wanting to open my own cigar lounge. Actually, didn't plan on actually opening in this area, but the opportunity came up. Of course, I took it.
Okay.
So that's pretty much how I got started about 25 years ago.
So it's just with friends and people you work with and just little, I think like most people, I started in the Navy, right? And so like, believe it or not, it was an actual general surgeon. It was a physician friend of mine. He said, hey, Jose, let's smoke cigars. I'm like, all right, let's try it. Never tried it before. And I got hooked, right? And so here I am. So this is a very interesting building because it's from the outside, it says the Olde Mill. There's a giant mill outside. You have a big, large pond on the outside.
Yeah.
Tell me about this building and what was it when you first laid eyes on it and what is it now?
Okay, so the mill it's just funny. I was actually looking in for a spot when I got ready to retire. I was just going to retire. And I kept thinking about what I wanted to do, that I want to just retire and do my artwork or whatever the case may be. And as I was getting ready to retire, my old business plan popped up for a cigar lounge. So, this popped up. So that's what kind of activated the thought. So I started looking around, thinking about a place I could actually find. So I was walking around here one day and I actually looked at another spot that's in here and it was perfect. It was good, but it had people on both sides. As I was leaving out of there after looking at the place, I saw this spot and realized that this spot had been vacant for quite some time. And I decided, you know what if they'll let me buy this spot.
Okay.
He said, no, they wasn't interested in selling it. And so then I said, well, maybe they'll lease it.
Yeah.
So finally we got everything worked out. And that's how this kind of came about. Now this mill that's been here, I think since like the 80s.
Since the 80s?
The building had.
The building.
The mill itself, I believe, is from like 1700s.
1700s. Wow.
From out in Dumfries, Virginia. And they put it here to, keep it. They didn't want to, let anything happen.
Yeah.
And so it's fun to be in an old mill building with an actual mill.
Yeah.
And it actually can work. So
it actually can work. Yeah.
So which is pretty cool.
Nice.
We enjoy being here. Like again, this is just one of those things. It wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
It was, I like to say, a gift.
So everything I see here now is because of you, right? Yeah. You decorated it. You kind of styled it by your own style.
Correct.
Yeah, very nice. That's interesting.
I mean, there was nothing in here. It had a lot of work to be done. If you'd have seen the floors before we moved in and the walls and
it was vacant for 13 years. Do you know what it was when it was first built?
The only thing I can ever recall this ever being was a museum.
A museum, okay.
One time it was a museum. They highlighted the mill itself, talked about how mills worked and that sort of thing. And that was pretty much it.
Interesting. You mentioned something interesting. You said you had a business plan for a cigar lounge, right?
Yep.
And you just kept it, you tucked it away somewhere, and then now, how did you come up with this business plan? Did you talk to other business owners or cigar lounge owners? Did you go online? Did you do some research?
Yeah, I did a lot of research into it, and this, believe me, this is through the years. I mean, this is probably 10 years before I opened this that I had thought about opening up a lounge, and my plan was to actually open up in another state. Wasn't even
Okay.
planning to be here in Virginia at
Okay.
all, actually. Again, this spot came open, so I took
Yeah.
it. But the business plan itself was a long process. Um, you know, aside from the financials in there, deciding what was how do you make a business work? All the
Okay.
things that go into a typical business
Yeah.
plan, you know, executive and so forth and so forth.
Okay.
But once I finished the business plan, the big thing for me was to establish it as what would I want as a customer. So that's what I really made this offer. I didn't just
Okay.
go back from that. I decided what would I like to see
Yeah.
as a customer versus, you know, strictly doing it as a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. And what were those things? What were the attributes of a good cigar lounge, according to Leo Conley?
Yeah, a couple of things. One was to be able to have a place where people can relax, a place where they can come in. Normally we have a little jazz music,
Yeah.
you know, playing in the background. Want to make sure it was a place where people could park. So we got plenty of parking for people to be able to sit and park. A nice ambiance as far as the outside of the building. Because a lot of times I would come in before I go to work.
Yeah.
I'll cut a cigar and I'll actually walk around the lake.
Oh yeah.
And relax. You know?
It's beautiful out
Yeah.
there, and a beautiful sunny day that you have a nice little lake out
Oh,
there. You
yeah.
can take a nice little stroll, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Buy a cigar here and just take a little walk if you wanted to.
Yep.
And you're right. You mentioned that this is a standalone building, right?
Mhm.
Had you bought a place where you were surrounded by other businesses, you might not have felt that welcomed, right?
Mhm.
They might have said, "Hey, man, can you cut down the smoke?" a
Yeah,
little bit?"
and that's the problem. I've seen that happen quite a few times.
Oh,
One of my
really?
friends has
Uh-huh.
another lounge that he had to do that with.
Oh, really?
And so you run into these things and you have to
Okay.
be aware of it and you have to think about these things beforehand because if
Yeah.
you don't,
It can cost
maybe,
you.
and
Yeah.
they are very costly,
They were-
sometimes to a point of even losing your business. So
Really?
you
Okay.
have to be really cognitive of these things as you are developing your business. You know?
And in developing your business, I've noticed you have a variety of cigars as you enter in the first. This building has 3 floors.
Correct.
We're currently in the second floor. The first floor is where you buy your cigars,
My
right?
retail area.
With the retail area. How do you choose which cigars to offer the public?
Well, that's a long process, but it's a fun process.
Okay.
Kind of knowing who your customers are for one. You know, a lot of places you go, people don't really pay much attention to who their customers are. They think about what they like to smoke.
Got it.
I think about the customers that come in. So when I first started, of course, I didn't want to fill the place with cigars. I gradually listened to what people smoke, watch what they like, and I started bringing in cigars of that nature.
Got it.
I think that's a big thing a lot of cigar owners do that they don't pay much attention to
Okay.
is what do your customers really want? And so here in our lounge, we make sure we focus on that.
That's good. And again, you go back to the customer, right? Because you built this cigar lounge based on what the customer experience, and then you're choosing your cigars based on what the customer feedback, right? The other thing, I noticed that you support local cigar makers. Would you call them cigar blenders, cigar makers? What's the
Well,
proper?
they have their own. They have their own companies. I mean,
Yeah.
like the one that you're smoking there, that's the Surpassion. Those guys have hit a home run every time they put out a cigar.
really?
They have 3 blends. Matter of fact, I'm waiting on the 3rd blend, which I'm
Okay.
excited about.
These guys are local.
Yeah, they're local guys, veteran-owned
Yeah.
businesses.
Like you, you're a veteran.
Yep.
I'm a
veteran-owned.
veteran. Yeah.
And we do these things, man. It's a good
Yeah.
thing because you have a lot of guys coming in here that are veterans.
Yeah.
And so we always like to give back to the community. We do a Monday, our Mondays is for veterans. We
Okay.
do a discount here on Mondays for
Okay.
veterans in our shop. But yeah, that guy there is a veteran. This young man right here, this is another one of our blends. This is called a Tribal Trilogy.
Okay.
And this is, again, another one of cigars. We also have another one down there called Cigar Cloud.
Okay.
And then we have Cycles of Cigars. All 4 of these brands are local brands in the
Yeah.
area. And all of them are very good brands,
Okay.
which is good. Those guys and this guy here, I know with them, they blend their cigars from start to finish. And I think that's one of the things that really help make these cigars really great It's because they start at the very beginning.
Oh, really? Yeah. And is it all Dominican?
Yeah, they're Dominican, and this is Nicaraguan.
Okay.
But great cigars, a lot of fun working with these guys, man. And,
Yeah.
a lot of people love
You listen to the local customers, you support the local cigar blenders, which is really nice. And can you speak a little bit about cigar lounge etiquette? If you've never been into a cigar lounge, it's your first time, what are the do's and don'ts of a cigar?
That's fun to talk about. I'll tell you, yeah. One of the first things I would say is never go into a cigar lounge and bring your own cigars.
Okay, got it.
Or if you do, understand that you should purchase cigars from that lounge.
Yes.
Or like most lounges, they'll charge you a fee for bringing your own cigars.
People think that this is free. Like you show up, you smoke, and you leave, but you got to pay the bills.
No doubt about that. And believe me, the bills are high.
You got to pay the rent. You got to keep the lights on, right? Yeah. And if you really like the cigar lounge, why not support the cigar lounge, right?
Absolutely.
Support the business, buy a couple of cigars.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's one.
Yeah, that's one.
Support the cigar. Yeah, buy cigars.
Another one a lot of people are not familiar with or don't know. Most people, when they're finishing up a cigar, they'll take the cigar and they'll do this. Stomp it out.
Don't stomp it.
Just lay it in the ashtray and let it go out. And it helps with a lot of different things. One, keeps down the smell of the cigar, because when you stomp them out, you get a pungent smell.
Yes.
So that's one of the biggest reasons why I often tell people, just put the cigar down and let it go out on its own.
Got it. Let me ask you a question. People see, if you come to cigar lounge, everyone's smoking a cigar. What if someone were to light a cigarette? Is that a no-no in cigar lounge?
For most lounges, yeah.
Okay,
because we don't sell cigars here, I discourage people from smoking cigarettes. I'm sorry, because we don't sell cigarettes here. I discourage people from smoking cigarettes.
The reality is that's a different aroma.
It does.
It's not the same thing as smoking one of these things. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can argue the health benefits, but I think this is healthier than a cigarette. And maybe we don't want that unhealthy smoking.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised too. And it's funny you should mention that, because just recently I put out from a podcast where they were talking about smoking cigars and how some doctors are actually saying that cigars are actually better for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because of the relaxation, endorphins that they, have people that come out of people while they're smoking cigars. So they're actually saying they're a good thing.
Yeah.
So, me and my doctor even talk about it sometimes. He says, blood pressure's good. This is good. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah. I know. It was my doctor friend who got me to smoke cigars.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So, continue on the theme of etiquette within the cigar lounge. Don't stomp your cigars. Support the cigar lounge by buying a cigar. Don't bring your own cigars, or be ready to pay a cutting fee, right?
Sure.
Anything else within that?
Sure. One of the other things is respect the people in the lounge.
Okay.
Should never go into a lounge. Some lounges you go in, and just about every lounge is going to have one.
Yeah.
Where people are going to be
a little rowdy.
Yeah, just loud, no matter how you look at it.
Okay.
But you should respect the people that's in the lounge. If you're having a conversation, I would even recommend to people probably certain things shouldn't even be discussed in the lounge, like politics and those sorts of things. You probably should just kind of keep out of the lounge.
Exactly.
Because they just cause too much problems.
Yeah, it's not going to help with the relaxation part of it, right?
That's why you go, right? You get off work, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
That was one of the big things for me when I designed this lounge. I thought about, what do I want when I get off work? I want to go someplace after I've had a stressful day at work where I can sit down, smoke a cigar in peace, relax. Maybe I'm listening to music, or I got my book with me and I'm going to read. That was important, to be able to just kind of calm the day. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, in the same theme of etiquette, or how about ladies in a cigar lounge? Sometimes people see men smoking cigars. It's like a good old boy thing. And sometimes it can be quite intimidating for a woman to enter this space. What are your thoughts on that?
I would tell you that right now, if you look, I'm a member of the PCA.
Okay.
And you look at their stats and their numbers, and they will show you that women smoking nowadays has tremendously risen.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing. We enjoy having ladies come here to our lounge. We have quite a few ladies that come into our lounge, and they absolutely love being here. They get together. They have a great time. As a matter of fact, the guy's wife that makes that cigar, She smokes fuller cigars than I do. Love her to death. That baby, I hope you hear that. Yeah, I'm giving you a shout out. She smokes heavier cigars than I do. I mean, she is great. I mean, and beautiful people. So again, you have a lot of ladies coming into it, and I encourage ladies to come in. Don't be intimidated. And if your lounge, it's like most of our lounges, you want to be able to go into those lounges and be comfortable. And we make ladies feel comfortable when they come here. We want them to come in, enjoy themselves, and they like to indulge themselves in the conversations. You know, we got some of them who are bigger fanatics about some of these sports that's going on as well. You know, it's just a lot of fun just to see them come in and have a good time.
Is there a difference between the kind of cigars that they kind of the men tend to gravitate to versus women, or doesn't really matter?
Yeah, I think we see a lot of ladies that smoke. I got some ladies that come in. I'll keep their names. They might not mention their names, but they come in and they smoke great cigars. And we have a lot of people that come in, and not just women. They come in and smoke flavored cigars, right?
Okay.
And a lot of people say, you know, I don't like it. You know what? I always tell people, whatever you enjoy smoking, that's the best cigar in the world.
Okay.
So you should enjoy that cigar. Smoke what you like, no matter what anyone else says, because everybody can tell you what the best cigar is. The best cigar in the world is the one that you're smoking.
Well, that brings me to my next question. What is a good cigar? And this might be a loaded question. It may not be a fair question.
No, that's okay.
But like, I have an idea, but you tell me what you think a good cigar is, because to me, it seems like there's different categories, different things you can look at. You can look at the construction of a cigar. Sometimes a cigar is not constructed very well. Maybe it wasn't fermented or matured enough, and then you get that bitter taste, right? Maybe it it could smoke, you know. But what are your thoughts on? Because you know, people come in here and they say,
I want the best cigar.
or give me a I want give me the best cigar you have, or
the most expensive cigar. Right?
They think the most expensive might be their the best one.
Correct.
And maybe today is not the best one for them.
Correct.
Maybe 5 years from now, it will be the best cigar for them, right? So what?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna turn over to you, Leo. What is a good cigar?
Well, to me, again, when you talk about it, it's a very subjective thing, right?
Okay.
Talking about what's the best cigar. I would tell people, when you're smoking a cigar, again, the best cigar is the one that you enjoy.
Got it.
Like you were saying, things like construction, the profile of the cigar, you know, whether or not it's a mild, medium, or full-bodied cigar.
Okay.
All these things are, again, subjective. What do you like? You know, I do a thing when people come in to find out, especially if there's someone new to smoking. I'll ask them, I say, do you drink coffee?
Okay.
And they'll say, yeah, I drink coffee. Okay. How do you like your coffee? And they'll say, oh, you know, I like my coffee black. Okay, just black, nothing else in it. That to me will tell me that person can easily handle at least a medium body, if not a full body, because their palate already says they like that fullness, that taste of that coffee being black. If they come in and say, oh, I like black coffee, but I like a little sugar in it, I definitely know that they can handle a medium cigar. You know what I mean? But they come in and say, oh, I'll put cream and sugar in it, I'm going to put it into a mild cigar, you know? Because in that way, I know I'm not going to overpower their palate. They want people to enjoy cigar smoking.
Yeah.
That's the pleasure.
Well, you know what? That brings an interesting point, because there are some schools of thought that say a new cigar smoker, Connecticut blend, or new cigar smoker, the lighter cigars. But that makes this an interesting point you make, because you are kind of doing a little survey, kind of evaluating their palate. And like, no, this guy, you've never smoked cigars before, but what you're telling me is that you can handle a medium, you can handle something more robust, right?
Yeah.
That is very smart.
It's just about listening to the customer. Pride ourselves here of doing just that. You know, you go into a lot of lounges, man. I've gone in a lounge because I travel around, and when I do, I like to smoke in different places. You know, I always go in. And even when I take cigars with me, again, it's about proper etiquette. I go in, I'll find me 2, 3, 4 cigars that I've never seen before, right?
Yeah.
I want to smoke those cigars and find out what they are. And then I usually like to ask the proprietor or the manager or whoever's working at the time, hey, what can you tell me about this cigar? Hopefully they can give me some kind of background on the cigar. If they can't, it's okay. I'm going to buy it anyway. I'm going to smoke it. But it's important to be able to find out what cigars are as you're traveling around. I often do that with people when they come in here. I say, hey, so what do you like to smoke? Oh, I like this. I like that. I like to talk to them about the cigar. So I'm asked questions about Or maybe I might say, hey, you've been smoking? They say, oh yeah, I smoke all the time. Oh, what do you normally smoke? Or what do you like to smoke? Whether or not by brand or whether or not it's by mild, medium, or full. And then I can guide around because here in our shop, we have a lot of cigars that are unique. We carry a lot of boutique cigars. We pride ourselves on carrying boutiques. We carry a lot of big guys too, but we like to carry the boutique
Can you
cigars.
explain boutique cigars?
Yeah, boutique cigars are not going what a lot of people will say are like small batch when you're drinking
Okay.
liquor.
Yeah.
You get a small batch company that makes a limited amount of bottles a year or something along that line. They're not the big boys. They're not going to be somebody like a Hennessy or a Remy Martin, that sort of thing, right? They're going to be a smaller company. And so they don't manufacture as many. It doesn't mean that their stuff's not great.
Got it.
Right? It just means that they just don't produce a lot of that particular brand or blend or whatever the case may be. So boutiques are that way. I mean, like what you're smoking now. It's a fantastic cigar with small companies, but fantastic cigar.
Okay.
Same thing with this one that I'm smoking right here. Again, fantastic cigar, but not a lot of people have heard of them yet.
Okay.
And I could go through and name plenty of smaller companies that offer some absolutely fantastic cigars, but they're boutique blends.
Okay.
And so that's pretty much what it comes down to versus what we call a legacy brand.
Yes, like
Padron and
Padron,
those kind of guys.
So you got Placencia. Yeah, you think about the top cigars, the top manufacturers in the world. Do you think that these boutique cigars can compete? Do you think I call it punching up? Like these guys are punching higher than the weight class.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
these guys might be small, but they're punching as hard as a heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you look at Viva La Vida. That's another one of those companies. And then you get those companies that are, I would say I guess you might call them a boutique company, but they make such a fantastic, like Atabey, Byron, Alfonso, that company, United, right?
Yeah.
Some people try to tell me that's a boutique company, but when you look at the company, those guys are racking out some great stuff, and I call them a big company. But a lot of people look at that because they're not familiar with it.
Yeah.
And then when they smoke them, they go, wow.
Well, every big cigar manufacturer started off small.
Yeah.
Right.
They're all boutiques. They're all boutiques. They're all boutiques at one time, right?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
and that's what I tell people all the time. And you look at these manufacturers, and there's nothing against the big guys, because like for me, for instance, I like Placencia and Padron. I can tell you right now, I pick up a Padron from 15 years ago, and that Patron still tastes the same today. Fuente, another one of those companies. You pick that cigar up from last year or from 10 years ago, and it's still the same blend. It doesn't change. And if you change the blend, they change it to something completely different.
Yeah.
I like that about them.
Yeah, it's the consistency, right?
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
good.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
That's fascinating. It's been an education. Anything else that so to wrap this up? Anything else you want to add that about being a cigar lounge owner? Now, I want to say this seems very romantic. You can glamorize the business, right?
Man,
it's Leo, what a beautiful spot. What are the things that people don't appreciate about being a business owner? Because you are a business owner.
Oh yeah.
And it happens to be in the cigar genre, but what are the things that people the hard work that goes into it that people don't really appreciate?
You hit it right on the head, the hard work. There's a lot that goes into running a lounge. People don't see the daily operations behind the scenes. They don't see the point of finding the right cigars and all the research that goes into finding the companies that are out there and finding those cigars. They don't see behind the scenes how much money you have to put out to get started. They don't see how much time you spend working. Like with me, I'm here almost every day.
You're married to it.
Yeah, I mean, it is just that. And you got to love it.
You got to love it.
If you don't love this business, I would tell anybody out there, don't get into this business. Don't expect to make $1 million out of this business, especially when you first start. This business is a business that you really do have to love. If you don't love it, don't do it, because it will wear you out and it'll kill your passion. If you don't already have the passion for it, it's not the right thing to do.
Got it.
I love it. So, I mean, for me,
it's a labor of love.
And you get around a lot of great people. You meet some fantastic people in this business. So that's kind of the upside of it.
Yeah. What are the highlights then?
Yeah. You get
the highlights are the people, conversations, right?
Even the manufacturers, the owners of the big companies, Fuentes, the Padrones, the Placencias. You meet all these guys that are out there, Oliva, all these big companies, and you meet these guys, you know, and what's so fascinating about that is a lot of these guys are great. They're down to earth. You would think that they would be some of the most stuck-up people in the world, right? But man, my wife would laugh because we're out in Vegas at the PCA, right? And so, of course, I'll say, Mr. Fuente comes up and grabs me and gives me a hug, right? She's like,
Right.
you know him? I'm like, yes. You know, so you got all these great guys,
Yeah.
and they treat you like family. They treat you so well. When you go to their factories and things like that, these guys make you feel like you're part of their family.
Yeah.
And so this is what a lot of people don't actually get when it comes down to this industry, which is why I love it so much. You know, when a guy sits down, two guys sit down and start talking,
Yeah.
they could be from totally two different sides of the tracks even. But when they sit down and start smoking one of these, they really understand
Yes.
this is what life is about. And they have a lot more in common than they have opposite.
Yeah.
And that's what's interesting about smoking cigars.
It does bring people together.
Yeah.
It sparks conversations. Very good. Well, I know you have a podcast yourself. Do you want to just make a shout out to your social media or your accounts?
Yeah, we're on
Where can we
Instagram.
find you?
And we're on Instagram, we're on
Okay.
Facebook. We're matter of fact getting ready to start putting some stuff out on X as well.
Is it under
it's Olde Mill Cigar.
Old Mill Cigars?
Olde Mill, LA, and it's OLDE, guys.
You have a beautiful place here.
Thank you.
I can tell that you put a lot of work into it. It came from a place of love.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And once again, it's a great experience. So thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And I'll see you again.
I look forward to it, that's for sure.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Well, thank you everybody at home. Again, this is the Oak and Leaf Podcast. I'm Mr. Leaf. This is Leo Conley, owner of the Olde Mill Cigar Lounge in Woodbridge, Virginia. Bye now.